Good afternoon, or good evening, excuse me, Peace Neighborhood Center family. I am Bonnie Billups Jr., the Executive Director here at Peace Neighborhood Center.
And I am Amy Peters, and I am President of the Peace Neighborhood Board. I'd like to warmly welcome all of you this evening to our annual Thanks for Giving dinner. I'm grateful that you have joined us and that you are here to celebrate 50 years of Peace Neighborhood Center.
Yeah, 50 years, Amy. Time really flies when you're having fun, and I've been here for 45 of those years, right? I hope you enjoyed our pre-show and saw the arc of Peace Neighborhood Center through all of those photos. As a member of Peace Neighborhood Center family, you might call us by our official name, Peace Neighborhood Center. But sometimes you might know us as the Peace Center or the Peace, or sometimes you might call us the Center, depending on your relationship, right? So whatever you call us, we're family. When I looked at all those photos, I'm filled with, gratitude of 50 years of perseverance and resiliency that I see in people, 50 years of growth, 50 years of change. But most importantly, I'm appreciative of the love and the gratitude that I have for all of you. The gratitude that we find in a lot of different ways and that plays a part of our history. So whether you're an alumni who's been in programs, or whether you're a local teacher who works with our programs to make kids stay on track academically, or whether you're a tutor or a volunteer in our food program, or whether you've been supporting Peace for a number of years. Some of you have been supporting Peace for more than 20 years. That is fantastic. But that brings me to a special announcement and something that I want to share with you. Our first big surprise of the night. Are you ready for it? All right. President of the board and the executive director are going to let you know about this plan that we had to raise $1 million. $1 million above and beyond what we raise each year. Not because we're celebrating 50 years, but in order for Peace to grow and to expand and to meet new emerging needs, we wanted to raise a savings account for Peace Neighborhood Center. We have two goals: to build a secure financial base for Peace Neighborhood Center, and to invest in 3 key initiatives that have come up that we want to be able to make sure that we're prepared to, over the next 5 years, make sure that we have happen. So, what are those things that we want to do? We have a savings account that we want to put together, right? And that's our above and beyond fund, which will be invested into our Fidelity account. And then our endowment, which is held by the Ann Arbor Area Community Foundation, we want to build that with some of the funds that we've had from this $1 million campaign. We've been amazed thus far by all of the generous contributions that have come in from all the members of the Peace family. And I'm happy to share with you tonight that we have reached our original goal. Our original goal we've reached, and we've set a new one, by the way. Today we've raised, as of this moment, we've raised $1,104,180. Let me say that again. $1,104,180. We're hoping that with your support tonight, though, that we can raise an additional $100,000, which will help us get closer to our new goal. Tonight, we've invited a group of Peace alumni and longtime volunteers who will share their own Peace story and talk about how this place has changed their lives. We should probably start from the very beginning, but I promise I won't slog through 50 years of stuff. But I've been around for a while. Some of you know the story. I've shared it with you a number of times. The city of Ann Arbor built some public housing on this side of town, and 2 of the sites that they built were the Maple Village site and the South Maple Park. I know people who lived at the 700 block are getting on me right now because I messed up the name, right? But those 2 places were the catalyst for the start of Peace Neighborhood Center. But there's other people who can tell the story better than me, so let's listen to them.
I'm Mary Watkins, and when I was first introduced to Peace, I lived on Dellwood, which is just a few blocks over, when North Maple Park, as it was called then, came in, there was some controversy about it. So a number of the neighbors decided to make the transition as easy and as welcoming as possible. So we started coffee sips. And we met with the parents from North Maple Park and with our neighborhood. And we get together in the mornings and bring the little children and have coffee and talk and try to get to know each other.
You know, that foundation that was put together by those families. I've had great conversations with some of the people who were kids at that time and their parents who lived at North Maple, and parents, of course, who lived in the other parts of the neighborhood, and that coming together at those coffee sips and that desire to want to talk about commonalities.
Exactly.
You just mentioned it a little bit ago when you said mothers got together and we talked about what mothers talked about.
That's right, it was no big deal.
Everything was in common.
Sure.
They all had kids, they all had the same kind of issues and problems, trying to figure out what was best for their kids.
That's right.
And out of that came this desire to start peace.
Yep.
And that was fantastic, and we're celebrating 50 years because of your efforts and the efforts of all those other people that you mentioned. And
little by little.
Yeah.
And nobody thought we were doing anything special.
Exactly.
It wasn't. It was just normal.
And look at how many lives it's changed and assisted.
When we moved to the community, there was nothing for the African American children to do in this community, and so there was a big push for this center. And it came to fruition, and it was great. My siblings, we all came here. We had parties at Peace, and yes, after school lunch, and all kinds of great things for the children. Peace brought a lot to this whole community. It bridged the gap between the African American community and the white community.
My grandmother was one of the first families that was involved in Peace Neighborhood Center, and I was the third generation. My grandson's here, my daughter came, my kids came here, all 4 generations, 5 generations. I saw my grandmother, Bessie Damron. I saw Miss Bertha Pryor. I saw Rose, Miss Rose Martin.
I hope we don't forget Rose Martin and this 50th anniversary. She was a very inspirational leader for peace for so long.
Oh gosh, what can we say about Rose? She was just a gift from God, and she was always funny. She told stories.
After Linda Solomon, Rose Martin came, and so she hired me to work for Peace. I worked after school. You know, even after I had my first child, Rose continued to help. Peace has always been a part of my life. I was thinking about Rose the other day and how great she was. She did a lot for us. She took me to the Gandy Dancer. I went to the Gandy Dancer for the very first time with Rose, yeah.
I was driving down Maple, and Rose was helping people return to society and was having a garage sale. And I stopped because Roddy had mentioned it, and Rose was selling rib sandwiches. I bought a rib sandwich, and then I said, Rose, how many do you have left, and what would it cost for me to take them all? And I bought them all. They were that good.
My mother hosted a bridal shower for me here in Ann Arbor. And though she wasn't able to make it to the shower, I was so thrilled to find among my gifts a cookbook from Rose. And Rose is famous for cooking, but Rose is also famous for making sure that people have meals. And I don't think Rose necessarily knew from me, but she may have heard from my mother that I was, and may still be, a terrible cook. So to have Rose gift me with a cookbook, I didn't take as something that was against my wannabe feminist ideas of who I was going to be as someone's wife and partner. I took it more as, like, Rose always knows what I need.
So I actually met Rose because my mom was getting out of prison, and she wanted somebody to help her get her life on track. And she met my grandmother, told her, if you go to Rose Martin, you hang on to her like glue. And that's how I met Rose. I stayed the night at her house. She was monitoring a visit with me and my sister and brothers with my mom. I mean, I had a foster family growing up and all that, and that was fine. but I didn't really learn about life until Rose Martin. She taught me how to be honest. If you say you're gonna do something, do it. She taught me when trouble comes, you don't go, and you don't let nobody talk you into doing something. So I think it's just the many lessons like that that keeps me grounded.
What did I learn from her? I don't know. It's just what you learn from each other. Just how to be a good person and an honest and sincere person.
It's just that I miss her so much, but I always hold on to the memories.
And Rose Martin, who really for 30 years was the guiding light and continues to be the guiding light for all of us here. So
She still is my guiding light.
yeah, you know.
That guiding light is a part of everything that we do here every day. Many of you watching knew Rose. She was a friend to a lot of people. She was a mother of our community. She was the leader of Peace Neighborhood Center for over 30 years. But one thing she cherished more than anything is being the mother of Kelly and Gino, her two biological children. She had many others, and she included me in that group. But Kelly and Gino, we appreciate the fact that you've shared her with all of us all these years. I've been blessed to work here for 45 years. I've witnessed so many young people who have gone on to raise their own families and find a way and give back and pay it forward. Generational change is what we do here.
I'm Nicole Thanks. I serve as Assistant Dean of Students at the University of Michigan, Ann Arbor campus. I came to Peace as a 6-year-old kid who had just moved to Ann Arbor with her family, and some family members shared Peace Neighborhood Center as an additional resource. And so my brother and I were able to start attending Peace Neighborhood Center during our first year in our new schools, in our new town. Being in an environment that was more than after school, a place to go and sit until your family could pick you up. Peace was a place where you would come in, there'd be great order and structure for things like where to store your things, how to greet one another, how to come in and have a seat in an orderly fashion, have a hot meal after school, and have people really know how to treat one another well and be reminded to treat one another well and to play fairly. But I also think about times where if a kid was going through something and didn't understand how to play fairly or how to treat one another properly, they'd get corrected in a way that still took care of their dignity, encouraged them to think about the values of peace and their own personal values, and gave them another opportunity to get back in and keep going. Life can be really hard, especially if you don't have the resources and feel you don't have the resources that your peers have. So Peace gave us an escape from that in a way. Whether they provided resources, but they also provided an environment where that lack was not apparent or it wasn't a burden. To say, in terms of shaping who you want to be and recognizing that you have the opportunity if you pursue it, and there will be support if you ask for it or reach for it. And if you stumbled across this idea or repeated too often something that sounded like it's because I can't or it's because I don't have, you'd get coaching back on, well, you can learn, or you can try, or you can use what you do have. And these are conversations I can say happened with Rose in a very frank manner, oftentimes, with Bonnie in a very encouraging and gentle manner, with me, oftentimes, because they would recognize that for some of us, it could become a bit of a default setting or a mindset. And they knew I could handle being told, don't start with that. Start with what you have, start with what you can do. I hadn't really considered myself a person who would go to college. And unfortunately, that was reinforced with a couple experiences I had at the high school with a guidance counselor at the time. So my conversation at home with my mother was that I didn't think I was going to go to school. And I actually brought that conversation to the Peace Center, and I talked to Rose, and I said I didn't think I was going to go to college. And she, in a very sharp way, eventually told me I was out of my mind, that I was absolutely going to college, and I was absolutely college material, but that what I needed to do was look for the colleges that were prepared for me. So my conversation with Rose opened my eyes and opened my ears, and we eventually took a tour, and I chose one of them. I ended up enrolling at that institution and did very, very well and enjoyed it, and became a person who believed in the role that college can play in shaping young adults, but also became a person who recognized that there's so many institutions out there that if the student just has the desire, the reinforcement and the support, that schools are there for them.
Hello, my name is Raylan Holman. Peace Neighbor Center was my second home when I was a kid. It was an environment where I could express my feelings about school, home, life, and not be judged. Peace created a positive, caring, and loving atmosphere that was always welcoming. This love was not unique to only myself, but for the entire community in which it served. Peace also exposed me to several opportunities that I would not have had otherwise experienced. I still remember fondly our manhood retreats, camping in tents, visiting museums, the Million Man's March to DC, as well as giving back over the holidays. After graduating high school, I became a volunteer and helped out with the youth at the program. I was so excited because I wanted to make a difference in the lives of the children, the same way Peace had impacted my life. Throughout my adulthood, I found myself leaning on these same principles. I am constantly guided by the many voices of Peace when I need to make those tough decisions. Hard work allowed me to overcome obstacles in my life by being patient and focused. And whether it was in school, work, or family, I learned from Peace to remain determined to succeed.
I got my undergrad in nursing and I have a master's degree now. I feel like there was a lot of people that you could look up to here. I saw people like me who were successful. There's not a lot of Black teachers or people in authority that look like me, so it's hard to, I always knew I wanted to go to school and I wanted to be a nurse, but having the support that I had here, I think made me feel confident that I could excel because I could get the resources I needed if I ran into trouble. One year we went to, he called it a college tour. We took one of the older girls down at Louisiana and we visited colleges along the way.
My name is Talisha Moore and I am definitely a Peace kid. In August of 2004, Bonnie Billups Jr. and Paul Johnson took me and about, it was either 5 or 7 other girls to Baton Rouge, Louisiana in the red van. This is before the big building was even open. They packed us up, took us down there, took us on a Black college tour, dropped me off at school, took me shopping, made sure I was set, and helped me attend my first semester of college at Southern University in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And this really, truly meant something because I'm a first-generation college graduate, first-generation master's graduate too. But I would not have made it without the words from Rose, without the words from Bonnie and Paul, without the love of my family, without the foundation being set by my family. I wouldn't even dreamt of going so far away and doing so well. So for that, I am grateful. I am so blessed and so honored to be a part of such a great legacy. And that's it. I love y'all.
Hello, my name is Carlos L. Harris. I came to know Peace through Bonnie. Bonnie is more than a friend. He's more than the director of Peace. He is literally family. He is a brother. And so many times whether it was my children or whoever would need anything, and I say, Bond, he says, well, send them up here and we'll get them taken care of. Whether it was for Christmas or whatever it was, he always was there in the organization to make sure that their needs were being met. And I'm so
for Peace Neighborhood. And if you catch kids at the right time and allow them to go down the right path, you're basically changing everything that they're going to do in the future.
Without the Peace Neighborhood Center, I probably would never have went to college. I probably would have never finished high school. Because when I lost my mom in high school, and this place is probably the place that kept me together, because my head was not where I wanted it to be, and talks with the Peace Center, talks with Bonnie, talks with the staff and the students, it helped me a lot.
What I learned about Peace early on, I remember Rose and Bonnie talking about how Peace tries to break the cycle, generational cycles. And that was still a new concept at that time, new to me anyway, and I wasn't sure I really understood it. 25 years later, I understand it. It's amazing. I've seen kids grow up and come through this program and go to college, and they're doing wonderful things now. So that's why I'm involved.
I think peace is the answer to poverty. I think a community place like this is flexible, that we've been here for 50 years, so we have a multi-generational support. And along with that is that the community that we serve feels they have this safety net. Even if they don't even have to call on Peace for 10 years, they know that there's a place to go, that there's someone there if this 1 month they can't pay their rent, they have a grandchild in trouble, they need help getting to college. They know there's just this feeling that those of us who live in the middle class and have family support and have means, we take it for granted. But this is not something that folks here have, and that's something that Peace provides.
And I see it. Last year during the Thanks for Giving dinner, we did this all virtually. And one of the staff members all of a sudden came out of a cube. She'd been answering phone calls and taking pledges, and she was kind of misty. And we all asked her what was going on, and she'd been texting with her mother, who'd been watching the dinner from home. And she started to tell the rest of us that this dinner was affecting her and her mother in a very real way because she'd grown up here. And her mother remembered bringing her here as a grade schooler and all of the things that Peace had done for her and her daughters to make sure that they had crossed through all of these phases and stages. And I looked at her and I realized that she is the example of what Peace can do in a lifetime. She has made that trajectory, been raised in Peace, grown up in Peace, had academic opportunities at Peace because of the staff and the programs. And here she is as an educated adult giving back and helping change lives right behind her. It was just, you could see it come full circle, and it was a miracle.
Wow. So you've heard a few stories about how Peace support has helped people find their greatness and change the trajectory of their lives. How support from Peace has helped to change the next generation for a family. You know, some of you watching tonight may be Peace Neighborhood Center alumni who have gone on to do great things. I can tell you about kids who've earned degrees in social work, engineering, they're teachers, they're professional chefs, they're educators, some work in skilled trades. You know, Talisha talked about us taking her to Southern University in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I remember that trip. The kids who were on that trip will remember me saying, "Ooh, that truck." They're laughing about that right now. Every year, you know, I have joy in the experience of taking kids to college. I look forward to it every August. We've established a tradition for our kids and programs that they aspire to graduate high school and go further on to college or some kind of a skilled trade program. Since formalizing our college and career program, Peace alumni have earned 45 degrees. Those degrees include master's degrees, PhDs, and those kids who now graduate from high school are now working to make sure that they go on to college. So as a Peace kid, the expectation is that you will find your greatness, that you will set your own goal, that you will work hard, that you will continue to learn and build a path forward, supported by all of us here, your Peace Center family. Providing academic support for kindergarten all the way through high school is an important part of the support that kids receive here.
I'm Mary Louise O'Connell, and I've been volunteering at Peace for probably 20 years with my husband Larry. Over the years, I've worked with the early elementary school children. Generally, the younger kids that I've tutored are so happy to sit with an adult at the end of the day that I generally get almost an immediate sense of connection. The families and the kids and the families, they come to Peace and they already have, there's just a given that this is a safe place and that this is a happy place and this is a place where they're gonna get a yummy snack and they're gonna see their friends and they're gonna play. So yeah, that's really special. It doesn't matter how kind of long my day has been when I get here. When I leave after tutoring, my heart is so light. It's just, there's no way that you can get that feeling anywhere else.
My name is Joyce Hunter. I have been involved with Peace Neighborhood for over 11 years. And it started with a reading program. So we come in during the summer and read to the first, second, and third graders. We did that for multiple years. We wrapped it up with a program where they received a certificate and their free books. And it was all members of the Ann Arbor chapter of the Links. And the Links organization is a civic and social organization of professional African American women. So that's how we got involved with Peace Neighborhood Center. And we're looking forward to continuing that connection with Peace.
Hi, I'm Colleen McAlinden. I am the Title I teacher at Abbott Elementary School, and Abbott has many students who participate in Peace Neighborhood programs. One of the things that I appreciate the most about Peace is how it bridges a gap that can sometimes be there between school and families. I think it was the fall of 2019. I was fortunate enough to participate in that. We called it the Reading Champions, and the teachers presented on different topics like what literacy looks like at school, what support can look like at home.
So our role was to come in, and while the parents were being trained, then we read to the students. I think having their parents there probably is very positive for them. You know, you're always happy when your parents are involved in something that you're doing, so I think it was a very positive experience. And they also serve breakfast,
which is always a great way to start. The best part of it was really the discussions that we had, because the families didn't just ask us questions. They also shared with each other and with us some of the things they already do, and it was really wonderful to see that connection being made when families see us here in a safe, friendly space, and I think that makes them more likely to feel comfortable talking to us at school. And it also, I hope, gives the message that we're all a team. We're all a team, and our end goal is their child having the best experience and education that they can.
I just want to say thank you for all y'all done for me since I was 5 years old, with the tutoring, helping with reading, fundamentals, allowing me to be a kid in an environment that may not have been the best environment at all times. I can always come to you guys and depend on you for anything. Even now, like that I'm in college, I still can call Bonnie and call you guys, and you guys have always been a helping hand. So I just want to say thank you for all that you've done for me. I wouldn't be half the man I am today without you guys.
So while supporting academics is important to Peace, we know that it's also important about who we are, who we want to be, and how we're going to contribute to the world. So Peace is a lot more than academics. We make sure that our kids understand that they have more things to offer in this world. Along with academics, we want our kids to be great people. You know, it comes from a place of mutual respect, treating people with kindness and dignity and support. It doesn't mean we don't hold young people accountable, but that we genuinely care about them, you know, and that we'll always be there for them, helping them find their greatness.
But you go to Peace, you had the mandatory homework. Then after that, you know, be a good person. They taught me to respect others, respect your elders. Even if you grew up in a single-parent home, you still, you know, got to respect that adult that's there.
Peace Neighborhood Center, it showed me how to be a better father, a better person for my community. It is the definition of love and caring, even through adversity. I will always take Peace Neighborhood Center with me. Everything that I've learned, everything that I teach, I make sure that I include lessons that I've learned from my experience at Peace Neighborhood Center.
I think Peace Neighborhood Center is a big part of making me how I am now.
I've learned morals from the Peace Neighborhood Center. I've learned to respect people a lot better. Learned how to love people, you know. I learned how to give. I learned how to help people. I just learned a lot.
That you have to take responsibility for your actions, and I think you should lead by example. Depending on who you are, if you are a leader, it's like you can get kids to do good if you're doing good.
Peace taught me a lot of things, taught me to be an independent woman, you know. Peace saved my life a lot of times.
I've become more giving because of Peace Neighborhood Center. You know, it used to be all about myself, but now I help people. The more people you help, the more it helps you. And you don't realize it. So yeah, this place is amazing.
My name is Bree Pickauer. I'm a professor of education at Montclair State University in New Jersey. I feel incredibly lucky to have had the opportunity to begin my career in education at the Peace Center. Having had the opportunity to learn alongside Bonnie and Rose and Yusuf and Kevin and Charles at that stage of my life as a college student at the University of Michigan gave me a perspective into education that I would not have had the opportunity to receive as a white person. And I owe a debt of gratitude to what I learned at the Peace Center and how that has shaped every single thing that I've done since then.
Hi, my name is Sue Schooner. I'm the Executive Director of Girls Group. I'm also a close friend of Bonnie Billups, and I'm very blessed to have been mentored by Bonnie Billups for 18 beautiful years now. We're definitely related in many different ways. All of the original girls group meetings took place at Peace Neighborhood Center. I met the original girls through Rose Martin, and through the generosity of Rose Martin and Peace Neighborhood Center, all of our Friday evening programs have been at Peace Neighborhood Center for 18 years now. I've been thinking about the many things that Bonnie taught me about, is that this is spiritual work, that it's heart work, that, you know, we meet each kid where they're at, and that, you know, we help kids the way that they needed to be helped, and then in doing so, we help to heal ourselves. And so, you know, through being a mentee of Bonnie's, I think that's impacted, you know, the entire trajectory of Girls Group, and it's actually impacted like every relationship in my entire life.
One of the things that I learned that I still use in my life every day are that there's value in every soul. There's no one on earth that you can't learn from or learn something from. Everyone brings value.
The biggest single thing that I learned, first from Rose, but from the organization and everything that's infused here, is to not ever give up on anybody.
Thanks for that, Roy. Back in the 70s, Peace was started with a small grant from Interfaith Council of Congregations and generous gifts from our neighbors. Now, you knew this was coming. We turned 50 this year, and a special part of our annual Thanks for Giving dinner, we normally do an ask, and we're going to do an ask tonight. In the past, you've provided additional funding for a college and career prep program, to purchase new vans, and to support our case management program, amongst many other things. Tonight, even though we've reached our original goal of $1 million, we're hoping to raise additional funds to help sustain our new initiatives. You know what? We're grateful for a $50,000 grant that we received from the African American Endowment Fund at the Ann Arbor Area Community Foundation. If we match their gift tonight, their grant, by raising an additional $50,000, we can raise $100,000 towards our 50th campaign. These additional funds, with what we've already raised, will help Peace invest in 3 important program initiatives. Our wellness program, a new wellness program that we want to start, was one of our desires, and we want to formalize it into a comprehensive program that will allow us to address more effectively our youth and families' mental health, physical health, nutrition, and social emotional well-being. You've already heard about our Saturday Reading Academy, Saturday Reading Champions Academy, that we are introduced in 2019, a program we designed with the help of Ann Arbor Public Schools, a program that helps to strengthen our kids' early literacy and support parents with tools to help at home. We want to reinvest in that program. And then there's transformational road trips, special trips that change kids' lives. But you know what? I'll share more about that later. We have 3 ways that you can give tonight. 3 ways. You can go to our website at peaceneighborhoodcenter.org/donate and give online, or you can text to TFG 2021 and the phone number 44-321, or you can call here right now at the office, 734-662-3564, and somebody will pick up the phone and take your pledge. We'll take that pledge right over the phone, and we're looking to try to reach this goal tonight. But before I do that, I want to introduce you to two of my coworkers. They're going to come in. Come on, Marianne. Marianne is our Director of Youth Programs, and then Lauren Comer, who is our coordinator of our college and career prep programs.
Good evening. My name is Marianne Johnson.
My name is Lauren Comer.
And we're here to present the Youth Award tonight.
We are excited to present this special award to an exceptional young person. She has been involved with Peace since elementary school, holding roles spanning from Peace Kid to Peace staff. She brings her fire, passion, and drive to everything she does, be it leading summer dance programs, tutoring youth in academics, and applying to colleges during her senior year currently. She is always a pleasure to be around, bringing her infectious positivity and attitude to everything. She serves as an essential member to our Peace family, and I am proud to now welcome our soon-to-be high school graduate, Jakaya.
So tonight, we are giving you the Youth Recognition Award. Peace Neighborhood would like to acknowledge and encourage your continuous growth and change. In recognition of your progress and unfolding greatness, we salute you on this date, November 18th.
Thank you.
So, I connected with Peace 11 years ago as a volunteer. I instantly felt included in this Peace family.
And I've been going to Peace since I was a youth, and I've also felt very welcome and supported ever since I've been here.
My name is Veronica Roberts. I work at Food Gatherers. I am a community food program coordinator. The families are comfortable, and they go where they're comfortable, where they feel love, where they feel compassion. They're more likely to open up, and they're not ashamed to ask for help when they go to a place that they know that someone cares for them.
It's very unassuming when you walk in the door. No judgment whatsoever.
The Peace Neighborhood Center made me cognizant that parents and their children would not open their lives to you unless they knew that and understood that you actually cared about them and what was going on in their environment.
Bonnie has such an impact here, and if you're in here at the right time, and you'll see how the kids interact with him, and the special way that he treats them it's just really nice to see somebody in his position connecting with kids.
What do you like on your pizza?
Bacon.
Bacon?
Ham, pineapple, and bacon.
Ham, pineapple, and bacon. What about you, Akira?
Boiled eggs.
Boiled eggs on pizza? You sure about that? Boiled eggs on pizza. I've never tried it. Have you guys ever tried that? Me neither. I think I might get a pizza this weekend, and when I call, and they're going to answer the phone, they're going to say, Domino's Pizza. I'm going to say, hey, I want to order a large pizza. They're going to say, well, what toppings do you want it? I'm on it. I'm going to say, well, can I get boiled eggs? And they're going to say, oh, 1 minute, let's check and see. And then what do you think they're going to come back and say? What do you think they're going to come back and say?
Nope.
Nope. They're gonna be like, I'm sorry, we don't have boiled eggs. Sorry about that. I'm saying, well, just send the pizza anyway. I'm going to boil some eggs at the house and I'll just put it on it myself. Right? Right. Give me some. See, that's what we're going to do.
We should talk about the rest of the staff, because it's not just Bonnie.
All right, what would you wish most for your kids in your programs?
I got mine just because I got the older kids and they're like close to when they need to know what they need to do. I just want them to achieve and succeed all of the goals that they're setting for themselves right now and just be successful in their journeys.
But the staff does so much more than an administrative type job. They know all the families that come through here. They know all the kids. They know the personalities. I've watched so many times when a staffer who does what I think one thing is in here doing something completely different because they know it needs to be done, they know how to do it, and they're part of the team. So it's really, the wraparound services require that you have all those skills.
I work with all age groups, and I've seen how they think learning is fun, and like they just think of school as a chore, but there's so much genuine fun and like enjoyment you can get from learning, and I really wish we as a society could go back to that. And I really want that for our kids specifically, and I want them to always be interested in learning.
And so every staffer here cares about it, they want to be here, and retention's really high because of that emotional commitment to what the mission is of Peace.
The other thing I was thinking about was the staff. Is Bonnie and the whole staff, they work together so well. And they also are setting themselves as role models, not only for adults, but for children.
And I just saw the power of that commitment, and I see it today. You know, watching all of the staff, not just Rose and not just Bonnie, but everybody who is in every nook and cranny here.
If I had one wish for the kids in this program, is that whatever goal they set for themselves, that they're able to attain it. But also, my wish is that the life, especially the young kids with such a vivid imagination, that the life that they imagine for themselves, they're able to achieve.
They truly are role models, and that's another achievement that this organization has. It's another form of education, in a sense, to be able to see the kind of role models. And they don't pamper them or say, oh, they say, this is going to be hard work and this is what we need to do, but we are going to be here for you. It's powerful.
So when Bonnie talks about that one day he may be leaving, he has big shoes to fill, but he's making sure that his staff has the passion and the vision, like they're carrying on his vision that he has for this place, because it can't be run by one person. His leadership and his staff that he has, I feel like they'll carry on that torch that he passes on, and it won't skip a beat.
All right, we heard from some great people. I'm not leaving anytime soon, but I want to retire at some point. My life started here back when I was a 10-year-old kid. Transformational road trips. My first trip was with Rose Martin, and then when she became director here, Transformational road trips became a part of Peace Neighborhood Center. I've had the privilege of taking many kids on these trips, and I can tell you that these educational opportunities really have power to expand kids' perspectives and to change the trajectory of kids' lives like they did with mine. Along the way, we've taken kids to places like the World's Fair in Knoxville, Tennessee, New York City, Chicago, Traverse City, and even to the Grand Canyon. 5,777 miles we drove on that trip. I'll never forget it. Me, Dexter McElrath, and Quabila, and 6 kids. Recent trips we've taken have included trips to Mammoth Caves, Kentucky, a civil rights tour through Memphis, Birmingham, and Selma and Montgomery, and even a trip to Washington, D.C. Take a look.
One of the programs that Peace has done so well is take kids on trips to places where they've never, they maybe haven't ever been out of Washington County growing up, and they go to see the National Civil Rights Museum, or they go to see some of the great things that have made life transformational.
One of the most fun memories I have of Peace is when, at some point in the mid-90s, I actually went on a camping outing, and I was given one of the barracks in order to oversee a group of children. And, you know, it was the first time that I'd ever been camping myself, and I was well into my 20s then. And, you know, one of the things that I got from that experience was the fact that I don't like camping. I don't like camping. I don't want to stay overnight in the woods somewhere. So, you know, that's probably one of the greatest memories I have.
I traveled the world coming here to the Peace Neighborhood Center. Peace took me to many places. Peace Center used to take us to Cedar Point. I used to look forward to going to Cedar Point every year. I remember going to Kentucky, to the Mammoth Cave. Yeah, I went to Chicago with the Peace Neighborhood Center.
We went to the Grand Canyon. I think I was in 8th grade. It was a lot of work for the staff. We had a lot of fun, but we were a lot, and we drove there. We had fun.
Bonnie took me and a couple of the younger campers on a trip to Washington, D.C. That was my first trip with the Peace Neighborhood Center. My mom used to always talk about trips they used to take, but that was probably like my first trip. My first time going to D.C. actually. It was educational, it was fun, it was a good time. When I do go on a trip, it's not just a trip, it's like times where you can remember, times where you can take just a trip and make it educational. You can take a trip and make it just whatever you want to make it. And that's what I think the Peace Center will be doing when they're taking these trips and taking campers on different little adventures. Like we go around to different parks, we go around to different colleges. Like students might not never even think about going to a college when they're in first grade, third grade. You get to walk through college hallways and things like that. So I think that's huge.
Those of us in the community really don't understand the issue that a lot of kids have. And Paul Johnson told me the story of taking a group of kids to the historical black colleges down south. And the first night they get there, they order pizza. And he says, let's meet at 8 in the morning. The kids are a little late. They walk down and they're holding the pizza boxes. He says, what's that? Not one of those kids had ever stayed in a hotel. They had made the beds, cleaned the bathrooms, and were taking out the trash.
Where my brother and I experienced most of the outings and adventures and trips and sleeping in hotels and even going camping was through Peace Neighborhood Center. We could count on a camping trip each year. We could also count on, as we got older, some field trips that might also include an overnight stay in a hotel with other teens and learn a lot about different areas, be exposed to things that for others may be common, maybe things that their family experiences together very early on. But for us, we were building up to that point, and it was a huge reward.
I think we had to have good grades and not get in trouble.
I think about going just to the state fair in Lansing, riding in vans full of Peace Neighborhood Center teams, but being at the state fair and being able to understand the agriculture and some of the other manufacturing elements and things that the state is really proud of, things that drive our economy, things that never occurred to me in my world at whatever age growing up. So the trips with Peace Center were always very, very special.
Over this 50 years, we've learned a lot of things. And one of the things that we learned was that we can't make generational changes unless we engage the whole family. And to help build a sense of community and trust, not only within the family, but the total community. Over the years, our support for families have included things like our jobs programs, substance abuse recovery support, crisis intervention, and specific activities designed for adults. But you know what? It all started, and Rose Martin would tell you, you can't get to anybody if they're hungry. It all started with sharing meals, and specifically, our monthly spaghetti night dinners.
Did anyone talk about the spaghetti dinners at Peace Center?
They had that infamous spaghetti night. It was family fun night.
Ever since I was in the kindergarten, I always wanted to be a kitchen manager at the Peace Neighborhood Center. Queen Washington, #1, my queen, you know. I used to watch Queen in that kitchen cooking that spaghetti on spaghetti dinners, and I just always wanted to do it.
The kids would come after school, as usual, but their families, the adults, would come at a certain hour. And even though we had a hot snack when we arrived after school, spaghetti was being prepared to be family dinners. And we'd sit at tables and have spaghetti dinner, and it'd be family style, several rows of banquet tables lined up. And you'd go and get as much spaghetti as you wanted to, but you'd sit at the table and actually have a meal with the kid next to you and the adults in their family, so their parents or their grandparents or aunts or uncles or foster parents even. But it'd be a community, if you will, community dinner that we all look forward to. The best spaghetti, hands down, even today. So spaghetti dinner as a tradition at Peace Center was something that was always very special. And without them saying it in a heavy-handed way, it's clear that it was that community time. The adults didn't have to worry about where food was coming from to sit down at a meal with other adults from the same neighborhoods and with other children, and there'd be laughter, there'd be conversation, there could be announcements, but it wasn't formal. Just show up and eat. Food and fellowship, absolutely. I'm glad someone talked about spaghetti dinner.
Hi, my name's Taylor. I am the coordinator for middle school programs here at Peace Neighborhood Center.
And my name is Raven. I'm the coordinator for elementary programs here at the main center.
Here we have standing with us the Marshall family, and we know that Mom thinks that she's here for one of the kids, but we tricked her.
Antoinette, we are here tonight to honor you and recognize you as a mother for all that you are and all that you have achieved. You have faced a number of obstacles in your life, and yet you don't let them defeat you. Instead, you take those challenges and you find ways to overcome them. You turn valleys into hills. You turn rain into rainbows. You are the thread that weaves your family together and the seeds that make them grow. It is through your love and guidance that your children are blooming into the people that they are today. Children who are known as and described as sweet, humorous, genuine, caring, and loving. It is your light that shines through them. You can see it in their eyes and in their smiles. A light that you share with others, a light that is contagious. For all that and more, tonight we honor you. Thank you for all that you have done for your family and ours.
Here we have a certificate for Antoinette Marshall. The staff of Peace Neighborhood Center acknowledges your achievement as an outstanding parent. In recognition for your efforts and experiences necessary to make them whole, we absolutely salute you on this date, November 18th, 2021. Thank you for being our Parent of the Year. And those flowers are for you. Go ahead off, guys.
Fantastic job. Thank you. Here's another little something for you. All right? Good job, baby.
Oh, come on.
Appreciate you. All right? Fantastic. Wow. All right. Let's continue on. We're not supposed to cry, so we won't cry tonight. All right? This Peace family is made up of all of us. It's a place where people feel supported. It's a place where we can find help. It's a place where people come to volunteer. It's a place that helps to change lives. We're all a part of this big, diverse Peace Center family.
I can honestly say that everybody in our community, we're still close. We're still really close. We might not see each other for 5-6 years, but when we come together, it's just like, we're a family, Yeah, I am a part of the Peace Neighborhood family.
I'm a part of the Peace family.
I am. I'm a part of the Peace family.
I hope they consider me being as part of the Peace family, but I certainly do.
Yeah, I'm definitely part of the Peace family. I think we the same age. They was born in 71, so was I.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I am part of the Peace family, and I love it.
I'm a part of the Peace Neighborhood family.
I'm Carlos Vasquez, and I am part of the Peace family.
I'm lucky to, and I'm privileged to have, to be a part of the Peace family over all these years.
I'm part of the Peace family. Happy to be one? Oh my gosh, yes, always have been.
I am so proud to be part of the Peace family.
I will always be a part of the Peace.
Yes, I'm part of the Peace family, for sure.
I'm a part of the Peace family.
Oh yeah, and I'm a part of the Peace family, always be a part of the Peace family. And if everybody had a place like this, the world would be an amazing place.
I am a part of the Peace family and happy for it.
I am not only grateful, but I am really proud to be part of the Peace family as a volunteer.
I am definitely a Peace kid.
Yeah, I'm a part of the Peace family, for sure.
I'm a part of the Peace family.
I'm a part of the Peace family.
I'm a part of the Peace family.
Happily?
Yeah, of course. There's no other way.
I am a part of the Peace family.
Like the Peace Center have always been a part of my family and always will be. I am a part of the Peace family.
I am a part of the Peace Neighborhood Center family, yes I am. 50 years strong.
Peace in one word is, I want to say awesome.
One word, hope.
Transformational.
Engaging.
Fabulous.
So if I had to sum up peace in one word, I would say it's kindness.
Successful.
Impactful.
Community.
Peace is a loving community.
Community.
Connection.
Probably inspiring.
I mean, it's an exciting place to be.
Effective.
Unity.
Peace in one word. I'll just say family.
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 Peace is peace to me. This, like I said, this is like my home.
A home away from home.
Home.
When I think of peace, I think of love.
Love.
Loving.
Love.
And love.
It's like a sweet potato pie. It's like all the ingredients put in one and everybody waiting on that one pie. Because we know we got to share it. It comes with a lot of love.
Wow, celebrating 50 years is a milestone. I've been here for 45 years of it. Around me are some of my current coworkers who are just phenomenal, who every day help me to make sure that we're doing great things and helping people find their greatness. But it doesn't stop here, and it didn't start here. It started that 50 years ago with people like Linda Solomon, Nancy Bogan, who was Nancy Mustakis then, and Rose Martin, and all the other hundreds of staff and interns who've been involved with Peace over all these years. They're all in this building. They're all a part of the spirit. They're all a part of the great things that we've done with over 16,000 people in this community. So I'm proud to say that I am a member of the Peace Neighborhood Center family, just like everybody else around me is proud enough to say that. Today, you've inspired us with your generosity. And tonight, you've called in and you've given and you've raised thus far $12,700. $12,700. Bringing our total thus far for the 50th campaign to $1,162,700. We still got time to make some more money now. Don't let this think that this is the end. We'll be here for a while taking phone calls. You can send your check in the mail. You can bring it by Pony Express. I don't care. Just bring it to us. We love you. Thank you so much. Remember, hug everybody you love. I'm going to hug all these people because I love them. Thanks. Please stay around and listen. We got a whole bunch of credits that are going to roll, but we got some funny outtakes because this has been a challenge to put this together, and we want you to watch it and laugh. Love you. Thanks. Love you guys. Good job. Oh, good job, you guys. High five. Good job. Good job. Good job, ladies. Good job, baby. Woo!
You're supposed to say action when you do that.
Action. I'm ready to make a movie.
Hi, my name is Sue Schooner. I'm the Executive Director of Peace Neighborhood Center. Did I just say that?
Is that good? Is that okay? Oh my God.
Biggest things that I took away was that some meetings really should be an email.
Look at the camera and say that. That's kind of cheesy. Okay. Like, that's cheesy.
Bye.
Test, test.
That sounds great.
1, 2, 3, 4.
You gonna sing it for me?
No.
Oh.
So I did okay?
Oh my God, I don't know. It's just a lot. I could talk about a lot, so I don't.
If you could be Bonnie Billups Jr. for 1 hour, what would you do in that hour?
I would treat us to one of the lunches we've been begging for and haven't gotten yet. We get like the same 4 things.
It's like really real.
We did the same thing.
We
You just want me to put it on a plate? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Oh, we just left a white.
Lulu doesn't get any. She doesn't get any.
Gonna take you for a ride, move from side to side, boom boom.
Love you, baby.
Hey, I love you too.
Yeah. Cheese. Cute. Yeah. Oh, me? No. Oh, yes, I'll say it. I'm like, yeah, you're here, right?
I want to say congratulations to Peace Neighborhood Center for celebrating 50 years of wonderful service to the community.
I can't believe it's only been 50 years. That's surprising to me. I thought it was around a lot longer than that.
Congratulations. Keep on with the good work. Keep doing it. You're making a difference in a lot of people's lives.
Happy birthday, Peace Neighborhood Center. It was a great privilege to work with Peace some 40 years ago, and I cherish those times to this day.
Bonnie, I love you, and you can call me whenever you need me, and I love the Peace Neighborhood Center. Congratulations, 50 years. We need 50 more.
My hope is that Peace would still be around for another 50 to continue the work that they're doing.
You want to see yourself?
Yeah.
I like it. I hope you continue to serve the community and then continue to grow in the ways that you serve the community. You're doing such wonderful work, but there's always things, as things change, like the pandemic, will cause you to change as well. So I hope you can do that over the next 50 years.
One day, I wish I could help Peace become even bigger than what it is. I would want to see Peace in another state, another building like this in another state, helping their community out. Bonnie, I just want to say thank you to that man. He helped me a lot. He helped me get through some tough times. And it's like, whenever I'm down or something, it's like he always calls at the right moment. So I just want to say thank you for that. Thank you, Bonnie.
I didn't expect to get emotional.
Sorry. I tried not to. I was like tearing up a little bit there.
Well, it was a joy to do. I realized how much it means to me, you know.
I don't know. There's just it's so deep. You know what I mean? Like, this place runs deep.
No, Peace is a wonderful place. Bonnie's my pal. He nearly killed me.
Yeah, this is great, Bonnie. 50 years, man. Times go by real quick. I look at Bonnie and you look exactly the same, man. Bonnie's like a vampire, you know, on age.
What was he like? Oh, I didn't know him personally at that time. He was just one of the kids.
Honestly.
All right, one of the other things that I like to do is garden. And so if you were going to have a garden, what would you grow in your garden and why?
Strawberries.
Strawberries. Why?
I like them.
Because you like them?
Strawberries, potatoes, peppers.
Strawberries, potatoes,
And peppers.
Juan?
Strawberries.
Strawberries also?
Because they're sweet.
Because they're sweet. And what? Look at your eyes when you do that. Dude, look in the camera and do that with your eyes. Look over there and do it. I would grow squash, beans, kale. I love kale. I got a good friend who brings me this kale salad, and I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it.
Actually,
So,
I'm trying to figure out what is kale.
kale is like a green leafy plant like lettuce. You can make salad or you can make kale chips by putting it in the oven and put a little bit of salt and olive oil on it.
That would be me.
Wow, I think Bonnie and I would retire then to some warm beach.
Good stuff.
Woohoo!
From the heart.
Rock and
Love
roll.
you.
Love you, Bonnie.